While looking at my top 5 coasters on my personal rankings, I started to see what really matters for a good coaster in my eyes. And out of statistics for height, the amount of inversions, and speeds, it would be dumb to focus on just one aspect to deem one better than the other. But after finding out that the average speed of my top 5 was only 62 miles per hour, I started looking into that stat more. So much that if it warped my perception on how fast these rides are, I know many people are going to look back at their coasters in their home parks differently, especially when I tell you the most unreal facts later on in this video. With that, I want to show you just some of the top speeds of roller coasters and how they stack up with each other. Because if I went down this rabbit hole, so should you. My name is Avery, and this is United Coasters. Let's just start off by comparing the speeds of 3 wooden roller coasters: Mystic Timbers at Kings Island, Hades 360 at Mount Olympus Theme Park, and Boss at Six Flags St. Louis. Out of the 3, if you thought that Hades 360 was the fastest like I did, you'd be wrong, as Boss outspeeds the Wisconsin coaster by more than 6 miles per hour, and absolutely crushes Mystic Timbers by 13 more miles per hour. Okay, round 2. This time, let's take a look at 3 coasters, all designed to reach heights over 200 feet tall. Titan, and I guess its twin Goliath at Six Flags Over Texas and Magic Mountain respectively, Candemonium at Hershey Park, and Raging Bull at Six Flags Great America. Out of these 3, it's still baffling that the Giovanola duos take the crown in top speed. And in the case of Titan, it's personally the fastest roller coaster that I've been on in terms of top speed. And with it being 85 miles per hour, it's currently the fastest coaster in the state of Texas, beating out launch coasters like Mr. Freeze at the same park and Poltergeist at Six Flags Fiesta Texas. Staying in Texas, a big surprise to me was that both Poltergeist, with its 0 to 60 mile per hour launch in just 3.5 seconds, and the Schwarzkopf Looper Shockwave share the exact same top speed, and the speed of Boomerang Coast to Coaster at Fiesta Texas is faster than SeaWorld San Antonio's Wavebreaker, ZDT's Wooden Shuttle Coaster Switchback in Seguin, the SNS Freespin clones Joker and Batman, and Judge Roy Scream at Six Flags Over Texas. Before leaving the state, I have another question. What do you think is the fastest attraction at Six Flags Fiesta Texas? Because it isn't Poltergeist, Superman Krypton Coaster, or even Iron Rattler, as the fastest ride in the park actually belongs to a flat ride. Joker Carnival of Chaos has a max speed of 75 miles per hour on its swing, 5 miles per hour faster than the other 2 Tide coasters. And since we talked about Titan, let's go back to California to talk about its sister Goliath and Six Flags Magic Mountain altogether. In recent news, it's been confirmed that Superman Escape from Krypton, with its top speed of 100 miles per hour, is now closed and soon to be partially demolished at a later date. This means that Goliath is the fastest coaster in the park, beating the multi-launch Skyrocket 3 Full Throttle, which only has a max top speed of 70 miles per hour. Actually, the Premier Ride coaster is tied for 3rd in top speed in the park, with it reaching the same top speed as the Aero Looping Coaster Viper, and 6 miles per hour slower than the insane 4D Coaster X2, rightfully taking the number 2 spot. I'll dwell on Goliath a little more in this video to let you understand that not only is this the fastest ride in the park, but it's currently the fastest in all of California. It beats Accelerator at Knott's Berry Farm, which only reaches 82 miles per hour max. Now I know that the sensation of top speed isn't the same as acceleration, but you have to give mad props to defunct Swiss manufacturer Giovanola for making coasters that are currently named the fastest in 2 states. And these coasters were built all the way in the early 2000s, standing the test of time. Okay, so maybe you're not shocked yet about how the speeds I talked about compare, but if you get mind blown after this fact, go ahead and like this video and maybe subscribe to my channel. The 2 coasters that dominate 2 states in top speeds share the exact same speed as Phantom's Revenge and Kennywood, and that coaster is faster than both the Intamin launched Stormrunner and Skyrush at Hershey Park. Oh, in Fahrenheit, the Intamin coaster that sports that rare element in the Norwegian Loop has the same speed as Wonder Woman Flight of Courage at Magic Mountain. Speaking of RMC, they also make park-pleasing RMC hybrid coasters. Let's do a comparison of them in all the states that I've talked about so far, because I was really surprised to see the top speed difference between Joker at Discovery Kingdom and Iron Rattler at Six Flags Fiesta Texas having a difference in speed by nearly 20 miles per hour. If I compare all of them in a list, that means Wildcat's Revenge at Hershey Park sits right in the middle at 62 miles per hour, faster than Twisted Colossus at Magic Mountain, but somehow still slower than New Texas Giant at Six Flags Over Texas. If you want to get even more bizarre, then take a look at Wild Thing at Valley Fair. This coaster has a reputation that despite standing over 200 feet tall, locals call this coaster boring. Actually, they call it Mild Thing. But in terms of speed, its max of 74 miles per hour makes it the fastest coaster in Minnesota, besting the Intimate Impulse coaster Still Venom by almost 5 more miles per hour. But I guess that, in this case, speed isn't everything, as many coaster fans agree that the smaller and slower Morgan model Still Eel at SeaWorld San Antonio is better by a long shot. And with its top speed of 65 miles per hour, it's surprisingly faster than both Tatsu and Scream at Six Flags Magic Mountain. What always gets me intrigued is knowing that some wooden roller coasters are faster than launch coasters. For example, Kennywood Skyrocket reaches a max of 50 miles per hour, making it 5 miles per hour slower than Grizzly at California California's Great America. And the Aero Suspended Coaster Ninja at Magic Mountain ties its top speed with Grizzly, as well as New Revolution at the same park, the B&M Suspended Looper Silver Bullet at Knott's Berry Farm, and Incredicoaster at Disneyland. Another unexpected one is the Santa Monica West Coaster at Pacific Park. Most likely, this is one of the most docile roller coasters that I've ever been on. And sure, it has less speed than the 4D free spins at Six Flags Parks by 3 miles per hour, but you want to know what it does outspeed? The Gerstlauer Pandemonium cloned rides. That fact really shook my perspective. I hadn't even talked about the parks on the East Coast, Ohio, Georgia, or Florida yet, so I guess like this video for a part 2. And I want to leave you with one last major fact on this subject. Because Kingda Ka and Superman Escape from Krypton are no more, and since TT2 is still under maintenance, you want to know what the current fastest operating coaster is in the US? Hint hint, it's not a launch coaster, it's Fury 325 at Carowinds with its top speed of 95 miles per hour. And of course, this is going to be temporary as TT2 is slated to open again sometime in the near future. Hopefully. I normally don't get wired out about stats like this, and you can see that in my other videos. But hey, you must have thought it was interesting too because you stayed this long. So since you did stick around this long, I just want to say thank you for watching, and remember to stay low.